Hello and welcome to the Jets of Time channel. I'm Mirshana.
I'm OneFreeFitz. Yeah, Fritz. We'll go with Fritz today.
And we have a really exciting race for y'all today. We've got a four-way race from our league that's happened in week 3. This is the Rainbow Division, so I expect exciting, tight races or very interesting races and well-skilled races.
Yeah, really, the best of the best, and I'm excited to learn and hopefully apply that in the upcoming weeks. And I'm excited to just see, I don't know, I just like watching, to be honest, so
it
should be a good time.
What are our flags that we've got for this?
Yeah, so for the league, we run the standard race flags with boss randomization added in. So that means our bosses are all shuffled around all sorts of spots. And so our runners will have to keep that in mind as they go to visit the dungeons. They will be scaled to the dungeon locations. So in the cathedral, it'll have the same amount of hit points as Old Yakra. There's like an exception to that, but for the most part, it's true. Which can be kind of mean sometimes. I don't know if you've run into any of that in your division.
I've definitely had some cases of, not on this one, but I've had some times of being back at the back of the cathedral and getting a mutant and not having any magic. So you can get some really tricky bosses that you either have to come back for or find creative solutions to get through it. But also, excitingly, we have even more variety of bosses that you might have seen on our previous tournaments. We've increased the number of bosses that can be shuffled. So I've experienced Magus showing up at random locations, or Dragon Tank is one of them. So we don't know what we'll see today on this run. It will be very exciting. And looks like we're getting ready to start.
Let's go around, and we got Chocosura, I'm all in, Nathan and Xelpher getting away. Looks like Robo plus Chrono to start.
Not a bad combination. I like Robo. He's got a good skill and damage on him. A lot of people usually like Chrono as well. I'm still in the field as much as I should. I avoid that if I can. So we'll see who our runners get for their third character at Cathedral, and if they decide to go to the back to pick up that fourth character or not.
Yeah, now with Chrono, I'll be watching closely about if my ancestor Prix is safe or not, because Chrono does allow us to get those mid-ethers.
It's true. We don't want to create a time trade-off.
For sure, and I'll also say that the cutscene that used to be a lot longer for turning it in is significantly shorter now. I saw Shock and Lightning too as starting text, so clearing the screen is not going to be hard for our runners here at the beginning.
Chocosura immediately doing his first check there with the Carpenter's wife. And it looks like I'm all in's doing some setup with the Xenon Bridge and going and doing his initial chopping. Every runner kind of has their own initial circuit they like to do.
Yeah, there's definitely probably like an optimal one based on minimizing flight time in the epoch. It looks like Nathan is checking this boss, Atropo. Not a bad idea with having Robo in the party. Xelpher showing off the sneaky chest grab, not spawning the boss.
And it looks like Nathan's going to go... Maybe Nathan didn't mean to check that, because it looks like he's going back down and grabbing those chests. And it looks like it was the egg in Chocosura's at the Chrono Trigger, which is one of our go modes. You want to explain some of our go modes for our viewers?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got 3 ways that we can unlock our final dungeon and beat the final boss to win the game. One of them is the Magus Castle Go mode. For that one, we have to get Frog, both of the sword pieces, forge the Mass Immune, crack open the Magic Cave, and then go through Magus Castle, which will lead us into Ocean Palace. We fight Lavos at the end.
Sorry to interrupt. Looks like we've got a gate key over at Snail Stop, which is a great thing to get right away. Allows you to open up magic, and if you do it quickly, you'll get 3 different techs right off the bat. Looks like Nathan's checking the Frog Burrow to see who's there. It's the frog itself.
Yeah, that's always good information to know. And since we have a gate key, we can talk about that Go mode. So that will be a piece of the Tyranno Lair Go mode. We need the key, the Dreamstone, and the Ruby Knife. Got to go through Tyranno Lair, and then we again will go through Ocean Palace for our Lavos fight. I do love that early gate key. I tend to always buy it and get my 3rd character right away. If I was better at the Tyranno Lair skips, I would try to do it at level 1. But with 2 characters, I've learned if I miss the skip, I will wipe.
You're talking about going up to Dactyl Nest to get that character?
Yeah, to get that character, since it's level 15, it'll already start with the 3 techs and then immediately unlocking magic to get the rest of my party online.
Looks like Xelpher is taking the Magic Cave fight for his initial fights to get his initial techs. And then I expect to see him head over to that gate key. Although he might go to the cathedral first and pick up that 3rd party member. Like you suggested, it can be a little bit dangerous to go get your 3rd party member through through the Dactyl Nest.
Yeah, I did see that magic tabs are +3, which is their maximum, and I love to see, because it can turn anyone into a powerful magic user with enough of those. I would throw him on Robo here with that AoE heal. We can turn that into a full heal with a few of those +3 magic tabs.
Exactly. And then add on that he can then do some decent damage with shock on top of that. It's really good.
Yeah. If we found a ribbon, that would turn him into, I think, the MVP of this seed, but we'll have to see.
Alright, we've got Chocosura doing his cathedral run here. He'll get his 3rd character from this.
Yeah, just enough for lightning too. I was gonna say 6 is not enough for shock, but getting the clear those quickly, and we'll get to see that character. Let's see, Xelpher's heading to 600 AD. Getting that.
Going through his gate key right now. Looks like it's Alia. That's a pretty actually good group there with Chrono, Alia, and Lobo. Although maybe some people will switch out somebody if they decide to go up Dactyl.
We do have Nathan first to the past. Looks like they're gonna run through. Nope, just getting that one chest.
Yeah,
I should do that more often.
Yeah, you could have some good mid-tier loot there. So often not a bad thing to stop off and grab. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I'd be curious to see if Nathan... They only have 1 character that needs magic right now. It looks like they are going in there to do the run around. Sometimes I will wait a little bit to be like, let me see if I can get another magic character first, but...
I feel like the drop-off to just bring that other character through really quick is not that hard, and given that you get all 3 techs right away, saves you a lot of tech points later.
Very true, and thankfully Specchio doesn't make us run around the room for anyone else after the first time.
Yep.
So we have Choco going, getting the bromide. I don't know what this party... I would go to the back right away. I don't think they know that Frog's in the burrow. That's usually the person I'm looking for. Since they're tied to a go mode, Marl has a check or two tied to her as well. So I like to know, but I think Frog is the big one. I'm always trying to know where they're at.
Yep, looks like Choco is heading out. He's got his bromide. And looks like Nathan's going back to the pass, probably to go up Dactyl, would be my guess, but we'll see where he heads.
Choco's turning in their bromide to get the tab combo.
Yeah, looking like trying to get his speed up a little bit there with what he's got, so that he doesn't have any issues. But yes, with two characters, you got to have your menuing very quick so that you can not lose both of your characters here.
Yeah, this one is okay. It's the one with the skip on the ladder that I have found to be very fast and gets me sometimes.
Oh, I got a thing from Discord here that the first 90 seconds of our commentary was a bit hard to hear. Do you want to recap the flag sets that we're under?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's what we call the standard race flags, with the boss rando added in. So the bosses are shuffled around. They will have the hit points relative to the spot that they're in, as well as their stats scaled accordingly. And then, yeah, I think that's the main thing. We haven't seen a boss yet, so we haven't seen it in action.
Nice job by Nathan getting both of his skips in.
Okay, I see there's like a setup for that second one.
Yeah, there's some good videos on it. Looks like we've got Marl at Dactyl Nest.
So we know Frog's in the burrow. That's all of our check gating characters are known. At least for, I think Nathan was the one that checked burrow, so.
Yeah, so either at the back of cast we've got Magus or Luca, and the one that's not there will be in the future.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Marl's starting techs are looking like. We're seeing Choco heading into... The loot here is higher tier than what's available because it's behind the gate key, and I think anyone that's played Chrono Sanity a couple of times has learned how to get through here without triggering a lot of the encounters. So we've seen Choco skip, I think, like 4 of them, and just how they have ran around in here.
Yep, and it looks like Nathan's going for the Cathedral character. And Xelpher has opened up their gate key. And looks like I'm All In is heading for Dactyl at this point. So our runners have all kind of hit some of the same checks in the slightly different orders. So currently no one has pulled ahead, as it were.
Yeah, definitely, and no one's hit a paid key item check yet. So I wonder where our runners will go first, kind of given the ease of unlocking magic and getting a character. I also saw that Marl's starting techs are Haste, Life 2, and Ice.
Not too bad. Prefer an Ice 2 instead of Ice, but the Haste is always appreciated.
Nathan ditching Robo for Ayla, which is makes sense to me. Ayla, I think, pairs better with the other two in terms of their double techs.
Yeah, with that sort of party, you have a pretty high damage output, and while Robo can do a full party heal, Marl does have that haste, and so you just kind of rely on killing things before they kill you, which is obviously a really great strategy for running fast.
Indeed, and I saw DBZ Tribby in chat asking if Choco got anything good from running into the forest maze, and I saw there's at least a couple good armors, and if anything, that stuff is worth with money, since our runners have spent about half of their starting bucks on that gate key. They might be looking for some cash early as well.
Yeah, it's very great to see kind of all of the runners all at Dactylnest at different stages. Doing a great job getting skips and getting through there very quick. Those are some frame perfect, like pixel perfect skips that you have to line up correctly in order to get in Dactylnest there.
Yeah, indeed. I think I've gotten better with some characters, like Robo's one that has kind of a distinctive, that bump on his head. His little metal mohawk gives a good like visual indicator for how it's lined up, but I think that a lot of our rainbow runners here, it kind of doesn't matter which character they have in front. They just generally know them, and it's just about executing, which can still be tricky at times.
It's true. It's true. Getting those, as you said, easier with some characters, harder with like Chrono, where doesn't have the midpoint marked as easily on him. Luke is another good one that's you can see pretty well. Alia's floppy hair makes it a little harder sometimes to line up. Alright, so Nathan has pet the cat, an important part of the community, unless it's something you really don't want to do. Some people have very strong opinions about not petting the cat. So let's see where everyone goes after this. I expect some variety here. Looks like people are doing some shopping, and then we will probably see some people going for some different checks. Quite a bit open right now, because with Gate Key, you open up Reptite Layer and Low. It looks like people are making their decision on who they want for what.
Yeah, I think Nathan is looking to buy a weapon for Chrono. I don't think they've found anything that's very good, and Melchior always sells like mid-tier weapons for everyone.
Yep, looks like I'm All In is going for Heckling Crave, which is a great choice. You get a lot of XP and tech points doing this clear, and if you've got a screen clear like Chrono's Lightning 2, it's really good. I think Choco is going for Reptite Layer.
Yeah, I like going to Reptite Lair early with access to the gate key. We can grind on those beetles in the front if we're not feeling confident about beating something. And I don't know. I always like to go to Mount Woe as soon as possible. That's kind of my thing. I think we don't have the speed or power for it yet. So I know I would be thinking about like, yeah, let me do a check like Reptite, and then depending on what key item I get, be looking at that Mount of Misery.
Yeah, if Chrono had Luminaire, we might see our runners going for that. But they need to be able to clear a little bit, clear the screen a little bit faster.
Yeah, we know he has Lightning 2, and Robo has Shock, but Robo's too slow to deal with Woe right now.
Yep, Xelpher has also gone for Heckran's Cave, and looks like Nathan is going for Reptite. Again, very, very close for all of our runners. Everyone's kind of had their route that they're going. And it'll be interesting to see the splits in the left of
Yeah, if we found that ribbon for Robo.
Yeah, chat's right on that. That makes it a lot easier to get through Low using Shock.
Oh wow, Tech 2 on Robo is Uzi Punch as well.
Oh, nice.
Choco's taking some of those grinds on the evil weevils. Probably looking for maybe a secret tunnel here as well. Mirshana, if you want to illuminate those that might know what's up with the secret tunnel. Why do we love it?
Yeah, well, if you get your evil weevils to dig in a specific location, you can go to the hidden secret tunnels through the mountain. And that will let you go and, excuse me, those will let you go and get some better loot. So by running in and out, you're trying to get them to, sometimes to do that. So everybody kind of has their own amount of times that they'll try and get those weevils to dig. So you're popping in and out of the room and giving them a few seconds to try and dig.
Yeah, it's the best when we have the like early gate key where it's also a pretty good place to grind, so it makes it being able to peek, take the fight, run out. So it's still like doing something valuable and it doesn't feel like it's just wasting time. I also noticed that Chocosura did not finish Reptite. They're gonna go peek on what's at the bridge.
Yeah, it looks like they did
their first
grind and are ready to go fight some things. Alright, we got our first boss, and I'm all in over here, and it looks to be Dragon Tank.
Interesting. That's not gonna have a lot of hit points per part because it's gonna get Hecarim's hit points split in 3.
Yeah, so they'll probably be able to take them out pretty quickly. But that head is immune to that lightning damage from Chrono. And it looks like it's the Robo Ribbon at the bridge from Chocosura's side.
They're keeping it, which I would definitely keep it. Robo can be a real hero with that ribbon. And then maybe another speed tab or 2 to get him up to that nice 13. It's our lucky number for speed. It makes us pretty much faster than everything. And that allows us to, if we're quick on our inputs, hit enemies before they can hit us, or get into our tech menu and run away before they can hit us. So it saves a lot of time to be fast, weirdly enough.
It looks like Ozzy is dropping white vests on the bridge. And it looks like Nathan has decided to nope out of the ribbon, which makes sense considering he doesn't have Robo in his party right now.
Yeah, it is not a progression item. It's just a nice to have. Does a lot of good things for a character.
Chat is asking if anybody checked back with Cathedral, and no, nobody checked back with Cathedral. Right, Nathan going after a Tropos there in the desert.
Yep, which they did peek, so they knew what they were getting into there. Even if it wasn't intentional, that's still good information in boss rando. I'm trying to decide where I'm going to go, and if they can get past this boss, it offers a boatload of experience and tech points.
It's true, and it looks like Golem Boss is our bridge boss, which is very dangerous. No, not very dangerous. Very easy.
Yeah, definitely the bridge boss can be tricky because his Zombor is a 2-part boss. When it's a 1-part boss instead, it can take a lot of hits if we come here right away. And this is another spot where I've seen like a Mute or a Nizbel when I don't have any magic. Can be just a straight, I have to reset.
I've got Homos Pop out of Hecarim's Cave. And Xelpher will be getting that very soon, having just defeated Dragon Tank. Nice thing about a Tropos is she has a very strict, predictable attack pattern. you know, she does specific attacks and then she heals herself, so you can kind of predict when the damage is coming in. And it looks like Nathan is just burning through her as fast as he can.
I did notice power tabs are +4, so we've got a max tab situation going on here.
Excellent, excellent. Should expect some very big numbers by the time we're on Lavos then. That a cube toss from a Marl Ayla group will be really good. Or Ice Sword 2 also should do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it looks like Choco is also heading down, probably to take on the boss here with a little bit of a different party, so we'll get to see kind of a compare and contrast how different parties might handle the same boss.
Oh, that's not a punch you want to see.
I feel like Choco might have a little bit of an easier time with this, just because they've got a little bit more punch power going on. In terms of just having Uzi Punch and Shock, Robo having that ribbon giving them a damage boost.
I'm all in resetting instead of getting the ribbon, completely understandable.
Yeah, it looks like we've got like half have kept Robo, half have kept Chrono. In terms of the runners we're seeing on the stream right now.
Yep, yep. Ayla being a big favorite and Marlo as well. I suspect Imoen is going down this time, and maybe doing a little damage, we'll see. Xelpher choosing, it looks like, to go through bridge.
Yeah, Nathan they were able to get through. Took down Atropos. Robo's got some planning to do, and then they can go to 1000 AD and pick up their reward.
Choco for the fight as well. And this is already an exciting race for me because everyone is so close, right? And with the different group compositions, we're seeing different techniques on the different bosses.
Ooh, Ice 2 very close on Choco's team for Marl. And also Rock Throw is Ayla's next tech, so might be tossing some cubes.
Yes. Even Rock Throw in of itself is a very great mid-level tech to have if you don't have triple kick or something else.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't work on... Rock Throw by itself doesn't work on every boss, but throwing giant ice cubes does work on every boss. As long as it's not... Are there any? There's a couple of bosses that resist her. Don't take damage from ice.
Slash is just resistant to magic in general. And it looks like
there are silver studs for sale at the Melchior shop.
Ooh, nice. Looks like it was Dreamstone at Desert.
Oh, that's piece 2 of a Go mode.
And everybody does like a Tyranno Go mode. It's one of the faster of the 3 Go modes. So if they find that knife, then people are gonna dive right in.
Yeah, I see in chat we got to see a little bit of the value of grind. It is a thing I've learned watching the high level runners, and it's just a thing I think I've noticed playing over time is getting levels early is always going to be faster over a run than, you know, getting them at the end. If we're like barely getting through every boss fight, we're going to be taking a lot of time, and so I'm still trying to figure out like how do I optimize to get those early power spikes and then be able to like clear a bunch of checks, as we've seen really all of our runners do in different ways and different orders with different parties.
Alright, looking like Choco is going to go up inside of Denadoro Mountain.
So, Mirshana, when you've got you're one piece away from a go mode early on into a seed, do you prefer to go like deeper into the seed and go after something like a woe or something that was gated behind a key item, or do you like to let me clear out kind of that first what I had available before I start diving deeper?
I tend to clear out stuff, but I've found that I pretty much always guess wrong. So most of my seeds on this tournament or league have been getting 2 of the 3 items needed for most go modes before I get a go mode. So I'm not the best of choices. I know that there's a big chunk like you like to go for woe really early. So the sooner you get it, the more levels you get. And that's definitely, I think, something that I'm thinking of doing more in my runs, if I can do it.
It looks like we are getting our first woe trip from Xelpher. That's no surprise. That's kind of where I jumped on the Mount Woe train, was just watching their runs. I did notice they like to go there pretty early, and they often finish with pretty fast times, so it all depends on what's up there, but I still think this is early enough that even if I got a jerky or, I don't know, what would be a real bad thing to find, but so many levels and tech points that I feel like I could really go fast through everything else.
Absolutely, agreed. The more I look at this, the more I see the value of it. Because I think if you know the routing and you're able to screen clear fast, woe is going to be about the same time as Denadoro, but you're going to get some really good items out of it. And see if mountains are nice, which they are today for Choco.
I mean, for a +3 magic tab, heck yeah.
Yeah,
they're super
absolutely.
Nice.
And for those who have played with us, played the game before, you'll notice that the Mud Imp boss is not present in the fight, since we're trying to keep it to 1 boss kill just through a go mode item of some sort. Yeah. Though the Mud Imp is in the rotation for showing up at another location.
Indeed, that's relatively new. Xelpher's getting that nice skip over the Bantam Imp fight on that screen. Yeah, we will get to see why we want to go fast. Because the enemies here are mean. They do things like reduce us to 1 hit point, hit us really hard with orbs. Those man-eaters do chaos, and then everything gets wild, so... but I feel like with the tabs that they found, and Ayla herself is pretty fast, Robo's got the ribbon, so I imagine they won't have much troubles here.
Nathan also heading up the road now.
Yeah, All In will be collecting on their Dreamstone.
Choco just finishing up Mass Immune. We'll see who they're fighting up on Denadoro.
I think I saw a Wonder Shot that got dropped off the twins.
It's always nice for the money.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if Choco finds the knife up here, then,
that would be an incredibly fast seed, and would be awesome to see. 30 minutes in, getting your go mode is very rare. Alright, so we've got standard plea. And the Choco will want to be sure to watch the counter that he does.
Indeed. Yeah, this would be a place that if our runners went for their very first check without getting levels, probably a pretty big wall to overcome. Because the spot has quite a bit of hit points. And Flea does, as you mentioned, have that nasty counterattack, which we're about to see. And just at lower levels, yeah, a party just can't survive like a 200 hit point AoE attack.
I just saw I'm All In turn in his Thomas Pop, so looks like he's going to go follow that stream over to Giant's Claw.
We got a rebel fight on our hands here too.
Maybe not. Maybe he was just turning it in on his way over.
Looks like they're gonna get it. Yeah, Nathan gets it. Rebels give us a lot of goodies. Speed tabs. Okay. I would probably take a lot of rebels. Because I think this chest that Nathan's gonna go get has a pretty good weapon for Marl in it that will make those rebel fights a lot easier. She's the only one that can reliably hit them with her higher hit stat.
Alright, let's see what Choco gets here.
Obviously what they're looking for is the knife. What would be a confusing thing to get for me personally would be the pendant here.
Yeah.
Be like, oh great, now what? Now where do I go to the future right away?
Oh, clone. Okay, so now they do want the pendant. If they get the pendant, that would open up that go mode to the future in the Black Omen.
So they have 2 go modes that they're 1 away from. And 1 go mode that they have nothing at all for. Watch pendant beyond woe, Chad is saying. It could be.
I mean, a number of the seeds, at least in my division, have been very open and all over the place the last couple of weeks, so it'll be interesting to see.
Choco's going up well.
I see this definitely as now that they've got the levels to clear it, absolutely worth it to go through and do.
Although so far I think Nathan is the only one that has fought the rebels and learned that they're dropping speed tabs.
Yeah. Those tech points and speed tabs will very much so help them, even though there is the time to go through this and do this is a lot. Get a Marl that's going super fast. Yep.
Which is definitely what's happening. 14. I think his slowest party member now is at 13 speed.
I think that's Chrono, right?
Yeah. I think Ayla and Marl are both at 14 now. And there's at least 1 more rebel that they can fight up here. And we see Xelpher's going for a real thorough woe trip, getting all the treasures, taking the fights, wiping them out.
Pretty understandable. The loot up there is pretty good. It's almost the maximum tier, except that you're just below that. And it's very, the boss has a lot of hit points at this location, so you can end up with a long flight. So taking those levels, really worth it.
Yep, 100% agree. Versus when if we see someone making a late trip here where they don't need that experience or loot necessarily, we would see a lot of running and avoiding the side areas.
Yeah, you might even skip some of killing the fights and run away from a chunk of them, the ones you can't avoid.
Choco has also learned that the rebels are dropping the speed tabs. I feel like rebels are a little bit slept on, or there's been some recent converts to the fight rebel school if you can. Like having a character like Marl is what makes it like reasonable, or Luca with a decent weapon. Otherwise, where it feels bad is when I fight a rebel and I don't. You know, I miss all the time. It just runs away.
Yeah. Alright, let's see who's at the top of Woe here. Looks like, is it Elder Spawn or regular? Just regular Lava Spawn. Alright. Can't
too
quite
bad.
use Cube Toss because it's an AoE, but they still have lots of other powerful abilities. Cat Attack, very effective here.
Face punches.
Face punches are always very good. Big punchies.
I'll have to keep my eye out and see when one of our runners peeks in the text screen, just to get a sense of. We haven't seen triple kick yet. We're seeing Xelpher hasting up. Might as well. I saw Nova armor. I haven't really been paying attention to the Woe drops, but that was a good one that I saw on Choco's screen.
Yeah, I missed Xelpher's probably menuing for his gear that he got on Will.
Oh, I forgot about this rub. How many is... I think this would be... any more speed tabs after this, I would call it too many speed tabs, which is a very rare situation to be in, but nonetheless, man, I want speed tabs to drop off of something. My seeds. I rolled the rainbow seeds, so like, I did this, which in previous weeks they may have been maybe a little upset with me with my work, but
I think there was a seed that I had, the invisible things at Aussie were dropping speed tabs. So
oh, I do like that.
That was really nice.
Yeah, all the runners on WoW have all done a good job of avoiding the encounters that are possible to avoid. There's a lot of fights, a handful that can be avoided. There's just so many that
And
the ones that I can
triple
skip.
kick for Xelpher.
Excellent. We're about to see what the prize is for trudging up the mountain of woe.
Chat having some opinions on skipping those Bantamins or not. It's a whole 2 attacks to kill those, so... Ah, Pendant! Pendant is on Woe. Okay.
Well, that'll be go for Choco. They do offer a lot of experience, which is the positive side, but since they do take 2 attacks, it can take longer. And I think because Choco is taking these rebel fights, that they're going to make up that skip easily. Assuming that we can get another hit in there.
Alright, Xelpher going down and clearing out desert now. Should be a very easy quick fight on him.
Indeed. They're kind of on a clone hunt. Oh, Flea is a little bit rough for all in, but I think they got it. Yeah. No? Yeah, they got it. Okay.
There we go. Nice job. Nice job. I've definitely had my share of bosses like that, where you're just like, and now you die, please. Please be enough damage.
Oh my goodness. That was a bonkers amount of, I think that Uzi punch was almost 2,500 damage, so I think
Nice.
Xelpher's been tabbing up Robo, which makes sense. If they find like a crisis arm or something, like Robo could be punching for some real big numbers. I would love to see that. Beast tossing, that's what was doing so much damage.
Yeah, the beast toss is 23. If you're tabbing up Ayla or Robo, And one thing you could do is tab up Rover for punches, and then tab up Marl for cube toss, right?
Yeah.
Do that. Alright, I'm All In has finished Denadoro.
So they are also finding themselves in that close to 2-go modes. Choco wrapping up. Nathan fighting there. Icy. Floating lava spawn.
Alright, final kick being shown off here. Nice.
Very nice.
Alright, I'm All In heading down into Reptite from his tech there. Yeah, very open seed, so lots of choices of where to go.
Indeed. Xelpher almost forgot to get the reward, but they went back. I've done this before. Just like shopped and then like ran out. So I'm like, oh, I gotta go back.
Oops.
And that will be the Dream Stone for them.
Where's Xelpher gonna head next? Looks like he's gonna go open up Future. Good choice, right? Not too fast, pretty fast to get through, and opens up the sealed chests, plus a lot more options, including rather quick Son of Sun, which they probably could do that check right now, given their levels from having done low.
Yeah, so
Choco and Nathan both. Choco starting his fight, Nathan I think finishing.
Yeah, Choco will be in there. Black Omen Go mode. They will still have to do the trial.
Oh, that's right. Xelpher has not found the clone. What was the clone initially?
The clone is on Denadoro.
Ah, yes. So Choco will have their Go mode, and we'll open that up and go for it, I imagine, straight off. They might stop and get a few items out of the sealed chests, but probably heading straight off for it.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Hasn't done Denadoro, so yeah.
If something like Ruby Knife isn't one of the faster checks that are still left, like Son of Sun, we could have kind of an interesting race to the finish on totally different end pass. I will also be watching closely, see if my ancestor gets saved here.
It
happens enough times that Fritz is not saved, then I am concerned. I will have to look at my photograph that I have to see how faded out I am after this race, because the opportunity is there.
And time loops are a problem.
And again, the cutscene is a lot shorter. The dad doesn't come running out anymore. You just gotta go talk to Fritz, get your mid-ethers.
Looking like Xelpher's heading that way. And Chaco going straight for opening up Future, like you said, since he's got that Go mode.
Yes.
Oh good, you're safe, for now.
Thank goodness. Choco heading to Melchior, probably stocking up on all the revives and shelters that they might want to take them through the end of the game.
Ah, we've got a Nizbel in the standard location there in Reptite.
This is our first glimpse to the end of Reptite so far.
That is, yes.
Yeah, I think if the ruby knife was here, then All In might have a little bit of an edge being able to directly go into Tyranno. But they haven't gone up well, so
Right.
they're going to be running at a lower level. All right.
Nathan also taking time to save your ancestor.
I mean, this is good. They didn't know that I would be doing commentary, but I would say our runners should never know when I might do commentary, and therefore always think about that when you have the chance to save my guy.
Alright, looks like that was the Masamune? Hero? Yeah. No, it was a... What did we see there? I don't want to mull in. I'm having trouble seeing the icon.
Grand Leon.
Grand Leon, thank you.
Sometimes
confuse the bent hilt and the Grand Leon. Not what you wanted.
All what they were looking for.
Indeed not.
Heading for the claw, which power tabs +4. A lot of them in here. Is there like 3 or 4? 3?
3 sounds right, yeah. Xelpher fighting Isabel 2 on the bridge.
There's also rebels in here.
There are indeed, which will probably also drop the same thing in those speed tabs. But All In may or may not take those.
That's always the challenge, is we'll never know what they drop unless we take one. So it's always like, am I going to start down that path, or am I going to try to be real fast and not mess with these? All right, well, we got another opportunity to go 3 for 3 on saving Fritz here. I'm a little bit nervous about Choco because I think they bought silver studs, so they're less MP needy. But it looks like they're gonna do it. All right.
Those ones are very helpful for boss battles, especially on Lavos. Trying to get through stuff when you only have regular ethers instead of the mid ethers or higher is a tough place to be.
Yeah, those final fights we need, ideally, every turn we can to be putting out damage or healing up, and so if we're having to spend a lot of turns chucking ethers, that fight's going to go longer and just have more chances to go real wrong.
That's some Aeon Helms from on Xelpher's side, someone's here. First one into the future, but he hasn't gone up Denadoro, so he doesn't have the clone that Choco has. But going over and checking Son of Sun, completely understandable to go do.
Yeah, I think at this point when we've got to, I'm always in like a fastest check possible mentality when I am close to a go mode. It's just like, where can I go that takes the least amount of time?
Ooh,
North Cave Magus.
Location, so a little bit of a tough battle, but probably totally doable for the group in the level that they're in. And we've got a mutant up at the cave.
Oh, they are tossable though.
Yes.
Please toss.
You can do big physical damage to it. Ooh, look at that. That's going to go quickly. I believe that spot is about 6k health, so...
Yeah, and they don't do anything for the first half of their hit points, correct? And then they'll start doing everything. Just AoE you. Because they counter, and then they also will do it as their regular attack as well, but they should be done for after this. Ooh, a Terra mutant at the bottom of Giant's Claw.
Yep, not too bad. Got some magic there. Unfortunately, it does look like their lock is their obstacle.
Unfortunately, jerky is the reward. That Son of Sun. I listened to Xelpher stream enough to know that they're audibly probably unhappy about that one.
You can get some good items, prison dresses, rainbows, things like that, but he wants a go-go right now.
Yeah,
he wants
that's
that knife or that phone. But we know where that
for
phone
sure.
is.
Which, if we're going in like order of fastest checks available, like Denadoro might be the next one the Xelpher would go to, but this one's definitely
like a lot of people avoid Denadoro.
Yeah, I think it's like I avoid it early because it's a pretty punchy spot for like the early checks that are available. And so I want to go there after I've kind of gotten some levels, versus when Boss Rando's not on, I think people go there early more often. But it does seem like when like after the like 20 or 30 minute mark, then a lot of us just don't go. It's like, nah, I missed my chance. Like I'll go once I have went to deeper places, especially having access to pendant and gate key.
Right. Looks like I'm all in got the broken hilt from that route. So one item away on all of them, but he'll be happy to see his go mode here for future offer blow.
Indeed. They, I imagine, have been they got 2 in a row of zonks, not the key item.
They're not going up road, they're going up somewhere else, I guess.
That will also make sense, because it's like, oh, I want that knife. Where is it?
Choco working on his go mode, heading up Death Peak here very soon.
I guess we didn't cover the Black Omen go mode, so Chocosura will have to run up Death Peak after shooting the dolls up the mountain here. They'll have to fight that boss at the top. Get a nice little cutscene to watch the egg, the Chrono Trigger break and summon the Black Omen. And then they'll have to make a quick trip to a different time. Ooh, there's a prism out in that sealed door. But anyway, they'll have to go through the Black Omen, fight all the bosses, and then finish off with Zeal and Mammon Machine, and then Zeal 2.
Yep, and their win condition is at Zeal 2. Alright, so we see Nathan heading into Ares Dome. Xelpher is almost finished with it.
We're seeing the swag tab, grab, success. Oh, very close. It's a tight window. Ooh, a power seal. It's not a bad find. Now what is awaiting Xelpher and Nathan a couple minutes into the future? Is it the ruby knife that they are looking for?
It is the moonstone.
It is the moonstone that they did not want to see.
You know, that is actually worse than the jerky, because they don't have the rainbow shard, so they can't actually do the moonstone check. So they can charge it up, but they have to finish the trial in order to do that check, and you have to have the shard in order to do that.
So Xelpher is looking at Genodome, Denadoro, Giant's Claw. What else do they have available to them?
They haven't done Reptile, have they?
Reptile. Because Reptile was Grant. Yeah. But a lot of those choices we know are not what they're looking for. Getting our jerky turn in. There's some chests in here we can open up too, so.
Yeah, it's worth to do it when you've done future to go into there. So you get 4 chests as you turn jerky.
Power ring. Some patience there. Sometimes I run out of the house too fast, and then I don't even know what I got. And I'm just like, well, let's try to see if there's a new thing in my equip menu.
Oh, nice. Mega elixir from people who went up. Everybody's gone up to low now, so missed that initially.
Moon armor for the jerky. That I think we've seen one of those.
There. All right. Looks like we got the R series at the top of Death Peak. Which, honestly, with this group is going to go down very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think 1 cube might be enough.
Yep, that's it. Got about 3 or 5k health there. So, doing 2,500 a hit, plenty. Maybe it's closer to 6k, so spread across the 4 robots.
The climbing animations always crack me up. I feel like that one needs to have a stack of 4 robos.
That would be pretty amusing. Have to add it to our suggestions.
So Choco here unlocking their final dungeon. All in will be getting their go mode once they finish their woe trip. Xelpher taking a trip to Giant's Claw, which is unfortunately not the ruby knife that they are looking for. And Nathan is also about to get their moonstone. So yeah, it looks like Chocosura has jumped out to a visible lead, at least as far as I can tell.
Yes, with the go mode that he got before the others, he's definitely in a good position. Yeah, I'm trying to think where we still haven't seen yet. We said we haven't seen Geno. We haven't seen the hero medal check because we don't have the hero medal. Where else?
Hero medal, Geno, and then the 2 key items from the trial and the sunstone turn in.
So I suspect, given what we've seen so far, this means that Geno has the prism shard, and you get the hero medal and a go mode item out of that check and the moonstone check, and then the hero medal has the last go mode item.
It's got to lead to that trail. It could have the hero medal, which then gives you the prism shard at the burrow, but
right.
Yeah,
yes.
There's pretty much no way that it did seem like if our runners wanted to go not to Black Omen,
there's a long chain for them to do that, unfortunately.
Which I think there's definitely an alternative, because where was the pendant again? It was somewhere. That was on top of the well. No way. That's where it's like, no way. No one is gonna. And this is where I'm like, maybe I should start trying it every now and then. to just get cheeky and be like, if I go to Woe and I get the pendant, then I'm going to Geno too, and just see kind of how that plays out in a practice or something. But that's a tough call to make. Those are both really long dungeons, and then going to both offers diminishing returns.
Right, because once you've gone to one, you've got a lot of levels to clear through the other, clear through things in general. So we may still see our runners head to Geno after what they're currently clearing, and follow that chain and get those go modes. Or they may decide to go back and clear Denodoro. We know that I'm All In is going to have his go mode next, given that he's finishing Woe and has the other 2 pieces. But until Nathan and Xelpher do Denodoro, they have a long chain for their other go modes.
Yeah, All In will still have to do the trial.
Yes, we'll still have to go through an open future, but that's fairly quick at this level, right? That's just running through the dungeon.
Indeed. So it's really like if Nathan or Xelpher are able to get their clone within the next couple of minutes, I would say it's a pretty tight race we've got for spot number 2 on the stream. But All In definitely having an edge because they actually have a go mode in their hands versus Xelpher is going to have to still do Denodoro if that's where they go next.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to kind of see where the times land up.
Chocosura is doing a great job going through Black Omen here.
Well, their party's so fast too, you know, like they took the rebels, they picked up those tabs as well. But definitely a great observation that there are quite a few skips in here. Oh, and the eyes are being nice too.
Yeah. You can't control them really, unfortunately. It's kind of a matter of whether or not they like you.
Yeah, the eyes are truly, I don't think they like me. I don't know if it's because I never fight them, ever, and they just want to fight, or
they're just not your friends, you know?
They just are always peeping on me as soon as I run up in the room, or in the ones, you know, where they do like the fake blinks and not close their eyes. I seem to get like 8 or 9 blinks in a row.
Yeah, I usually give them one chance to close their eyes, and then I run into the fight and run away when I'm doing that go mode.
Yeah, I think I've learned the hard way through painful stubbornness to also only give it 1 or 2 cycles, but yeah, early on I was like, well, they're not gonna blink like more than 2 or 3 times before they close their eyes, and then I played enough to be like, no, they will. We're seeing some elevator action here.
Yeah, looks like Xelpher has decided to go ref typed, which I believe has.
It's gonna be the Leon.
The Leon was here. That's right. Yeah.
Which is gonna be another like, It is an interesting
position, and it's very frustrating when you're so close to 1 go mode or 2 go modes here. But I've been in the case where I've been in 3 go modes, and it just takes you forever to find that last 3rd piece. Oh, Vigil Hat, that's great to get out of Omen. Nice thing about Omen go mode is you're going to get a lot of experience and a lot of good items.
Yeah, and Choco is really flying through here. They're already at the news shop. They probably have enough cash and loot to buy 1 or more mega elixirs that are for sale here. 1's good enough, and they're gone. They seem to be really confidently tackling. They feel good about their levels, their items. They feel confident about the upcoming boss fight and just seem to be real locked in on execution, getting all the skips that we can, run from everything because we don't really need levels anymore. How do you approach this like shield skip we have upcoming? I go for YOLO strats, which is just I just go and try to react.
I tend to go for the middle, and I tend to hit it very rarely.
That was a clear example of shield bullying, where it just kept going back and forth where Choco was trying to go.
Nathan going up Denadoro, we know that he'll have his clone there and start his go mode. I'm all in, finished and ready and doing their go mode. Finishing there right here. And looks like Xelpher also heading up Denadoro now. So no one chose to go outside, no one chose to go for Gino. Not surprising, given they have already done well. It's interesting thinking of the future and the 3 checks there, because if you're high enough level, they're all kind of straightforward to do. Gino might be like Son of Sun is a very fast check, but only you don't get any items. Gino's a little bit slower, but a lot of good loot in that one. And Eris is kind of in between on them speed-wise, but also has those sealed chests to check as well. So I feel like it's a really balanced kind of choice to make there.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we can never really know what the right one is, so I don't know. I just try. I find I have tendencies, and then every now and then I will just go against them randomly just to see if it feels any better.
I will state that I feel a little bit better with some of the seeds that I've had in this league, where it's been very kind of hit or miss. Did you go to the right places? And because it's a very open seed, so you notice Nathan and Xelpher having not done Denadoro, which is something they could, or it is one that people sometimes do or don't. They don't have that go mode, but I've definitely had similar seeds where you're just, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And so I feel a little bit better for it, I guess. Sometimes you just don't guess correctly. I know some people have this thought process of going where the seed leads you, right? Like if you get an early robo, you know, you should be doing desert really soon. Or if you get a early pendant, you should be doing as much future stuff right away.
Yeah, and I think there is merit to that, just because the loot is always better that's gated behind key items, right?
Right, but then you can have a situation where, like in this case, the one key item you need was sitting on Denadoro, or yeah, and so you could have cleared it right away, but didn't, because you went to the other periods.
Yeah, indeed. There's always that trouble of trying to figure out what the seed is telling me as a runner, right? Of like, well, is it telling me, yeah, to go deeper, or did I already get what I was supposed to find deeper, and I should go back and make sure that that other piece isn't sitting on the mountains? It's kind of the nature of the beast. That's why the season is multiple weeks. You know, it's an 8-week season. All the runners drop their worst 2 performances, so that helps to normalize a little bit of that randomness in terms of where key items are placed.
Yep, it looks like we've got Super Slash at the first, mutant location.
Yeah, that shouldn't really represent any challenge. It's gone.
Yep.
We're gonna have a hard time calling Choco's boss fights for the rest of their run, because they're just gonna go pretty fast.
Yeah, they've got a very strong team, very good gear, and I expect even if Lavos tries to be a butthead, they will be able to recover from it very well between the techs that Robo and Marl have for healing and such.
Indeed.
Ooh, I'm all in getting that swag swing over to
the swag tab grab.
The swag tab grab, yeah. Tongue twisters there. Ooh.
Yeah, Nathan and Xelpher are both very, they're within probably 30, 45 seconds of getting their go modes.
Yep, Nathan has his and is doing the jerky turn in since they have it.
So that'll be a very close race, and it is the Millennial Prix, and so we get points based on what spot we finish. So finishing first is worth a lot of points. However, it still matters after that in terms of the placement and trying to get those maximum points. I've been thinking a little bit too about so we get 9 points for a win, and then it's kind of weighted a little bit less for like second and third. Of like maybe it could be a good tactic to do some of the riskier, out there sort of check logic approaches, because if it wins you a race
Right.
on a gamble, that can go a long way in the standings when it comes to, because we really haven't talked about it. So, and the way that it kind of works is we get points every week, and then there's the Rainbow Division, which we're seeing our runners here in. Underneath of that, we've got the 2 Wonder Shot divisions. I'm in the Mystics one. Mirshana, you're in Reptites.
Yep.
So at the end of the season,
allowed here.
Yeah, we are united in our despise of humanoids. At the end of the season, the top 2 from each Wonder Shot division get promoted into Rainbow, and the bottom 4 in the Rainbow division slide down. So we've got that up and down sort of movement, and that's kind of what we're playing for at the end. Besides, it's just fun. We all love playing this game.
I mean, I'm definitely one of those people who is in the fun category. I have pretty much come in last or near last on all of my seeds except for one. I did take a third. I was pretty proud about that one in my division a few weeks back. But unfortunately, we'll be dropping the 2 lowest of your runs for your everyone's total times. So you'll get points based off of that. And then there is a method for moving up and down between the Rainbow and the Wonder Shot divisions. The Reptite and Mystics are separated, I believe it was randomly, right?
Yeah.
And then just because it is a larger division. So I believe the bottom 2 people in the Rainbow division and the top 2 people, top 1 in each of the other ones, move up. And if you've been watching Choco on this, he has been, of course, demolishing the bosses. He had another mutant, which he just attacked voraciously, and is now dealing with a golem boss, or not golem boss, just a golem. I expect this to be pretty easy, because he'll just use Boogie, and then he'll beat it up very quickly.
Yeah, that's right. If you're out in the world and you have to fight a golem, you should dance at it with a robot first, and then you can pretty much do whatever.
But only if you have a fur tail. And
that's important.
Hair. If you have a fur tail and perfect hair, dance with a robot. The golem will be no problem.
Well, as long as you can summon, like, the spirit of perfect hair and a fur tail. If you really believe it in your dance, then I think that's enough. Any of us can boogie at a golem.
Oh, thank you for the support, DBZ Trivia. Yes, I'm having fun in the division, but I'm going to keep playing and doing my best and getting faster. For those that don't know, DBZ Trivia and I are in the same league division, and he is kicking butt. So it's been very fun watching all the runs. So there will definitely be some more streams of our runs this week. We're going to try to get another one in there from some of our other divisions.
Indeed. I think another thing I like about it is just like playing the same seed with the same group of people over the weeks and talking about like how it went down is like everyone I think learns a lot from each other.
Absolutely agreed. I go back and I kind of speed watch through what people are doing. If there was a boss I had trouble with, or kind of trying to understand what people's logical choices were on what checks they did. And here is Choco coming up to the final bosses. Got Zeal 1, followed by Mammon Machine, followed by Zeal 2. And with this team, he's gonna just kick some butt.
Yeah, I would imagine only Zeal 2 is the potential, because they always can just do some bad things in a row.
But with Robo's heal and Ice Toss, Cube Toss, he's going to be able to punch out a lot of damage while keeping himself fairly healed up on that fight.
Yeah, indeed. It'd be low percent, but no Zeal 2 or Lavos 3 fight is truly safe unless we're like level 50, and we never get there in the rando.
Don't get too cocky on that one, because oh man, it fights you. Alright, good menu glitch there. On this one, we don't have any of the extended frames. There is for people who are new, there is a extended menu glitch time flag that you can use to practice getting that. But being these races, that doesn't exist here, so it's a pretty quick time period to get. I'm all in on going through Black Omen, and Nathan over here on our series. Xelpher's gotten his go mode and is just about to start up with the Black Omen here.
Yeah, we saw the two of them, Nathan and Xelpher, kind of flip-flop because Xelpher did like... Did they do the jerky? Yeah, they did the jerky turn-in before they went to Denadoro, whereas Nathan popped in there after. So we see how some of those decisions of like, do I go get this extra thing or not, can really have an impact on a close race. All right, we got Mammon Machine. How do we tackle this? Punching. It looks like we're already past like the lasers have happened already.
Looks like there was a number of cube tosses and some mega elixirs going out here, which Choco had time, and as you predicted, big punchies. And Mammon Machine doing lots of standing still, so behaving for us.
Yeah, we actually put all the times into the Mammon Machine at the end of each week, and that's how we generate the updated standings. So
hopefully they're
I'm
not
familiar with
you when you're trying to do this.
We got to get in there while it's standing still, and then get out of there before it wakes back up and starts lasering everyone.
Yeah, just for chat, this is a week 3 race. Week 4 just closed today, so we'll be adding those into the... I say we, I'm not doing this. You are, Fritz, but...
Mirshana has signed up. You heard that, Mian. We got it on the record.
I guess I'm helping out at some point. Yes. Just need a warning on things. I don't know how to run the things. You gotta tell me how to run the things.
But
probably the answer is to just do it.
here we go, Zeal 2. Honeydew, we'll get the runner's Twitch posted here shortly. The commands, we'll get mian on that. They know what's up. So yeah, Zeal. This is an interesting one because a lot of the bosses we fight in the game, you know, we want to knock its parts out. And then kind of at the end of the game, they sort of flip that on us with some of the mutants. Mother Brain gets bad if we knock out all of their monitors. And then Zeal is like, I feel like the first time casually I was like, oh, I gotta take these hands out. And then I learned like the hard way. Like, no, that's terrible. Don't ever hit the hands.
Yeah, they counter dropping you down to 1 hit point, and it is not fun. And Zeal 2 is also an interesting fight because there's a lot of damage going out, but also you need to punch out a large amount of damage right away because you really don't want to get hit with the hexagon miss that she does. So once you get her to halfway, her script resets from the start again. So the goal is to do half her damage before hexagon miss goes out the first time, and then finish her off before it goes out the second time.
Very well put.
There's the Halion indicating that she's hit half health, so I expect we'll see a Mega Elixir going out. There's the MP Buster. Both of those go out when she hits 50% health. So now we just keep pouring on the damage.
Indeed, and I think Choco is doing a good job showing off a little bit of patience. I'm prone to like getting a little rushed in the final boss fights and like waiting for the MP Buster to go off before queuing up an attack, for instance, is an example of how sometimes you gotta slow down to go faster.
It's really good to be counting her hit points on this so that you know when she's going to put out that Halation and MP Buster. And then you can have someone prepped to drop a Mega Elixir if you've got one, or a heal if you're planning to use Robo for that. Having everybody be in the middle of charging up their ATB when that goes out can really result in it going off the wheels, off the rails. And that's time for Choco. What a fast seed, look at that. 124.50-ish or so, 48, somewhere in there. 124.48, awesome.
That's real fast.
It's a very fast seed, especially considering how many checks everybody did in this run. We do know that our other runners did a few more checks each, but then Choco went to Denodoro earlier than everyone, and so got that go mode faster. But a great showing by Chocosura, and everyone else doing a great job here through Omen, doing their final shopping. Xelpher making up some time on I'm All In there. They were a little bit behind, and looks like they've picked up a bit of time through it and are now just a bit ahead.
Yeah. It's definitely a race to the end, and I think it looks like maybe Xelpher pulled a little bit ahead, but
only just.
I wonder if that's just a difference in levels, or everyone picking up their megas. Xelpher may not have shopped as long either. That can be a little bit of a difference maker sometimes, just how long will people be shopping?
A question from chat there about what's curious to make some runners go Robo and some go Chrono. Any thoughts on that, Fritz?
Yeah, I think like I know some people peeked the bridge earlier and saw the ribbon and took it. Robo also started with Shock, and their second tech was Uzi Punch. And I think when people picked up Ayla, it was like, well, I don't know if I want to have a 3 physical character party, and so the runners kind of made their choice just based on. I don't think there was a wrong one to make here. I just think Robo has a little bit more utility, even if we don't find a great fist for him at the end of the day.
My personal opinion is that Chrono is more weapon dependent than Robo is. Because Robo can always be a item thrower and healer if you don't find good weapons for him. But I feel like Chrono really much has to slot in to an attacking position, and so that's, personal preference, I think, is what it came down to. Also, Honeydew, I do like you hit these hands, you're gonna catch these hands, because that's true. Zeal 2 is absolutely gonna do that. I'm all in, almost getting all 3 of the skips for the fast-running snakies.
Seeing some Falcon Head, and also Magus making their first appearance. I did see that they were in future, which meant Luca was hanging out in the back of the cathedral.
I think I'm all in picked him up for making it easier to deal with tubsters, maybe, or clearing things just here to try and clear stuff faster. And I think this may be the way that Xelpher picked up a bit. He's got Marl to just toss ice everywhere on the fights, and so he's clearing things rather quickly.
That being said, I know there is a rainbow in Black Omen, so our runners that did queue Chrono are going to be like, yes. But I think their runners that kept Robo are probably pretty happy with their Robos as well.
Yeah, Mian pointing out that having the ribbon or not having the ribbon makes a big difference, and I think I agree here with. I'm all in might be deciding to run Magus through here just because Robo is slow.
Yeah.
And wants to be able to push out some more damage.
It is hard to bench Robo with the plus speed boost, the plus damage boost, and having the shield up. No, barrier. The barrier up. That's the green one. Yeah.
Some more boogie pecks from Xelpher on Super Slash. I didn't realize you could do that, but that's cool.
Yeah, I know the...
almost 4k damage on that ice toss. Look at that. Whew.
The upgraded versions of the Aussie crew, quote-unquote, upgraded, are like weak to everything, status-wise, and don't have their usual resistances. So it is fun to see them in Omen, because it's like, that's not bad.
I'm all in getting that rainbow. I'm sure he's happy to have seen that there.
So All In is coming up on... This is boss 2 of Omen? Or is it the last one? No, this is boss...
This is the first boss.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right. You've got the one boss, and then a little more running, and then the 2 bosses. Back-to-back ones. So, Xelpher has finished that first boss, which was Super Slash, and All In is adjusting their gear. Looks like they're pulling Marl back in, now that they don't need to clear things as much. And Nathan, right on the heels of I'm All In. It will come down, I think, to boss strategies and execution on these fights. If you're able to kill things 30 seconds faster, you're going to be in a good position. Xelpher showing great use of that cube toss on the tubsters.
Yeah, they're really efficiently going through here, and we got some panels, and then we've got our last two bosses here, so they're in that back half in the home stretch. We almost have simultaneous super slash fights, so we'll have a good idea of the gap between All In and Nathan. I want to say Xelpher is like a 90 seconds to 2 minutes ahead estimate.
Yeah, very, very close. I'm All In finishing it off very quickly.
Yeah, those final kicks were kicking.
Although it was very fun to see the synced Ice Sword 2 between the two of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it looks like Nathan's probably about 60 seconds behind All In, so definitely still within anyone's reach to surge forward and get the second spot on the restream for today.
Yeah, one rough boss, and it can be a little tricky for someone. Xelpher making fast work of their Mega Mutant.
We have seen a lot of giant ice cubes get thrown around. Xelpher's entering their final gauntlet of the last mutant spot, and then the Zeal sandwich to finish it out. I feel like we're gonna see more boogieing.
Oh, we're just going straight
negative.
Yeah, we're like negative Ghost Rider. We're just gonna kill him with physical.
We do not feel like dancing.
And then follow up with some ice to switch him over to ice for his attack. That basic ice attack is really not too scary at all, so... Especially when you have blue nails on, like he does.
Indeed, yeah, we never want to see those orange orbs flying at us.
It's true. Well, orange footballs hurt when they hit you.
Yeah, they're not Nerf. It's not Nerf. It's... I don't know what they are. But they do a lot of damage. And Golem's gone.
Oh, Nathan and I'm All In neck and neck right now. Look at this.
Just only a couple seconds apart right now.
Tubster's given Nathan a little bit of trouble. Or sorry, not Nathan. I'm All In a little bit of trouble, so Nathan was able to catch up.
Yeah, it's going to come down to really who can take down Golem faster and who can take down the last bosses faster as well. As well as just efficient menuing.
I'm All In cheering themselves on in chat. Gotta go, gotta go. Xelpher starting their Zeal 1 fight. Again, more cube tossing and punching, and beast tossing, I'm sure.
Queen tossing. And we've got the dueling mutants here.
Now, if I recall, she doesn't do anything else other than just halation in her fight, correct?
I think she does it twice, and then she starts doing other stuff.
I think I've never had that fight last long enough for her to do anything else.
I don't think so either, but the fact that it would be at 1 HP would mean no matter what she did, I assume, would just down whoever was on the other side of it.
Right. Xelpher Man Machine here. Looks like he's just going with a punch him and hurt him really hard, throwing some cubes. Nathan pulling just a little bit ahead of I'm All In. Getting
So much cube damage.
Boss of the dungeon.
This is bold. Double magic attacking before they might have enough damage to just
push through it. Yep, maybe.
Or enough speed. Speed and damage.
Yep, there you go. Well done, Xelpher.
Yeah, showing off confidence, knowledge of their output of damage, and also how fast they were.
One of the things that you can do if you're worried about not being able to push out that damage is to just wait your turn out until he does that first set of fire. Heal up from that. It won't do too much if you haven't attacked him at all, and then smush him later after that, where it's a lot safer.
Alright. We've got the dueling golem battle here. We'll see if anyone makes up or loses time coming out of that. And then Xelpher polishing off Zeal 2 here. Getting haste up. Unfortunately, we can't beast toss a floating head in space, so we have to use
But the head's
kicks
floating, so it doesn't land
punches.
down on the ground. Like, it doesn't do the impact at the end, so you know, kind of understandable.
Yeah, it's got anything with the float status. It's not subject to tossing.
Unfortunately. But they are susceptible to cube toss.
Indeed.
And Nathan and I'm All In still continuing neck and neck.
Yeah, there's 5 to 10 seconds between the two of them at this point. You know, if someone is aggressive on the Mammon machine and gets through that a little bit faster, they could pull into the, you know, All In could pull into the lead there. So it's definitely going to come down to some good execution in the final fights. It looks like, yeah, Ayla went down, but we got life too. I think I saw everyone was pretty stocked with mega elixirs as well. Ooh.
That's a miss going out, but everybody was at full health for it, so good timing.
Some more cubes.
What a race this has been. Really interesting to see the different routing and showing off how slight different choices or clear ways of clearing through things can make it. Oh, almost 5k out of that final kick.
A lot of kick damage. Alright, and now we got the Mammon machines.
I think both Nathan and I'm All In didn't get the menu skip between the two. It's a pretty tight window.
Yeah, the Lavos one, there's a lot more like build up to it. I find with the one after Zeal 1, it goes pretty fast. And so if I'm like thinking too much ahead, sometimes I miss it.
Yeah, and there's Xelpher finishing off their run at 1:41.27. Well done.
Yeah, it's definitely still a pretty fast time, especially considering they took a longer path than Choco at the end of the day. But they were also able to kind of come from behind. Because they were a little bit behind Nathan at one point, I feel like.
Very, very close here between Nathan and Emily.
Yes, who will get a little bit more points for the week. Silver points. I was looking to see it. It looked like the Nathan squad was a little worse for wear.
5 seconds apart between I'm all in and Nathan right now. So, very, very close. Oh, look at that big triple kick damage. Morrow going down on the other side. That's a bit rough for Nathan there.
Yeah, I think on all inside 2 final kicks plus. Uh-oh. Getting the hands. Some confusing.
Yep, that was a life shaver hand attack. Second final kick.
Oh, was that like a counter? I don't know. Anyway, this should put us in halation territory.
Yep, there it went. Mega Elixir out on Nathan's side. He did get that hexagon missed, so... Oh, rough. But it looks like I'm All In's gonna recover with this Mega Elixir here. Very close for both of our things. This would definitely have me gripping my controller tightly. This is one of those reasons that Zeal can be mean.
That's once we get behind and we don't have all of our party members up, or the things can really start to get spicy. Another hexagon miss over on Nathan's side.
Losing Ayla over on I'm All In. Oof. I'm All In pushing for it right now. Very close to getting this kill.
Yeah, I feel like with Ice Sword too.
There it is. There it is. Well done.
Very well done. As
Nathan
very close themselves. I think the big difference was Nathan's party was pretty close to their low health and not as much NP coming into the Zeal 2 fight, and I think it just took a little bit longer for them to recover, restore MP, and then also just some unluckiness of some of their damage dealers get knocked down and having to bring them back up.
Yeah, sometimes a character will get focused by Zeal, and there's not a lot you can do about it. She decides to pick on someone. I feel like she has a fair chance for picking on your dealer. And there is Zeal 2 for Nathan. Look at how close those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position were. A decisive win for Chocosura, and a excellent, exciting race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th for us to watch.
Indeed.
Great job to all of the runners. That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of great play. We saw a bit of divergence in terms of the checks. We saw that the ruby knife was cursed and was buried so deep into the seed. And we got to see, basically different pairings with Ayla and Marl can be equally effective. Maybe my big takeaway was I should probably be a little bit more open-minded about my party composition, and maybe not get locked in on, I gotta have this 3. But I don't know if you have any takeaways or interesting things that you wanted to close us out with, Mirshana.
Oh, I'm sitting here talking and hadn't pushed my button. I would say the value of grinding. We saw Chocosura do that at the beginning, and it was really effective for getting him ahead. And that early woe also seems to pay off a lot. I've noticed it. If you can clear those screens, I think it's about 500 damage, or is it 800 you need to do to kill the gargoyles? If you can clear those screens and take out all those things by the time you're through, you can blow through those early checks again. So if you can go to the past and do that, and then come through and sweep the stuff in the present and 600 AD, it's not a bad strategy.
Yeah, I would concur with that. I think we saw the runners go to different places, but getting levels early, like we saw some people grind the front screen a reptite lair, full clearing the desert is like another popular option, and then those early woe or even Genodome trips can be very rewarding. And at least in my experience, I'd rather go there early than like have it be the last location that I go to and it have the key item that I needed. Because that feels the most worse is when I go to WoW at like the 90-minute mark because I went literally everywhere. And so my vegetables with the longer checks early sometimes so that at the end I'm just trying to do the fast things.
Well, thank you all for chatting with us, and I hope you all have had a great time watching this Millennial Prix. We'll have more throughout the weeks to come, hopefully another one this week of some of the other divisions, and we will continue streaming these as we can. Thank you all so much.
Yep, and remember, always save Fritz.